Hi sisters, James Charles here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Oh, if you really thought we were done with just those brushes, you were wrong, sister. In case you guys have been living under a rock, living legend Kylie Jenner just released a ton of brand new products to her makeup line for the holiday season. Not only did she release 2 eyeshadow palettes, but she also sent the beauty world into flames when she announced her $360 luxury brush set. I just did a review on that in the last video, so if you have not yet checked out my brand new video on that, make sure to click right up here. But she also launched a full line of concealers. Just like always, whenever Kylie's name is attached, there has been a ton of controversy on these babies right up in here. So I got my hands on the full line of all 30 concealers, and today we're gonna put them to the test. You guys know that I'm a loyal stan of the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I love this and I use this all the time in almost every single look, but not even gonna lie, I am getting a little bit bored of having the same exact makeup routine every single time. I'm at a point right now where I just wanna be more creative and try out new products, so who knows, maybe these concealers will be amazing, but we're about to find out. Just to clarify, as usual when it comes to reviews, because you guys know some people are crazy in that comment section, this video is not sponsored. I am not being paid to say anything. I love Kylie, but I'm not on her PR list, so this is completely unbiased, even playing field. These might be amazing, these might suck. We're gonna find out together. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the review. So before we actually go into our makeup routine today, let's go ahead and talk about the actual product itself. So the day that I'm filming this is December 13th. I'm not exactly sure when this video is going to go, but it should be up relatively soon after that. But the skin concealers launched today on Kylie Cosmetics, and she says they are lightweight and designed to give a flawless skin line finish. Contrary to Kylie's absolutely ridiculous price tag on her brush set, these concealers will be retailing for $20 each on her website when these launch, which I actually feel is a very, very fair price. Looking at Sephora, I'm looking at other concealer prices, like the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer I think is $30, Urban Decay Naked Skin I think is $29, the NARS Soft Concealer is $30, Kat Von D is $26, Makeup Forever is $34, It Cosmetics is $24, and then I believe Shape Tape is $28 if I'm correct. So this is definitely honestly on the lower end of some of the concealer price tags. This is the component it comes in, and based on the bottom of the package, it comes with 0.22 fluid ounces of product. In comparison to Shape Tape, my Shape Tape has 0.33 fluid ounces of product, so you get a little bit more in this. And then the very popular ColourPop No Filter Concealer comes with only 0.14 fluid ounces. So this is probably a middle of the line when it comes to actual amount of product that you're given. Moving on, let's go ahead and talk about the shade range, because that has also been a very, very controversial subject of this launch. So Kylie's concealers launch with 30 different shades, starting with the shade Pearl in the top left with the lightest shade, and the bottom right shade being Cocoa, which is the darkest. Looking at the contrast between the lightest shade and the darkest shade together, I think that this contrast is honestly very, very impressive. There's obviously a huge lack of diversity in the makeup industry, and I really wish brands would start to recognize more people of color bloggers. There are so many beautiful and talented ones out there that deserve equally as much cosmetic recognition. I really wish it wasn't the case where a shade this dark is like something to applaud over, but like I said, the lack of diversity in the beauty industry has caused it to be. So honestly, good job, Sister Kylie, for doing this. Obviously, a few months ago, Rihanna dropped her Fenty Beauty line, which literally had the entire nation shook. She had 40 different colors in her foundation, which I think was so, so incredible. And honestly, I think she set the standard for future launches. Literally every time I go into Sephora at this point, most of the middle section and literally the entire darker section of the Fenty Beauty line is always sold out, which I think is so, so great. But a lot of people are comparing this launch of Kylie's concealers to Fenty Beauty's foundation. Having darker foundation shades has always been a major issue for a lot of huge beauty brands, and I think Fenty Beauty has now really changed the game when it comes to shade range. A lot of people are very, very angry with Kylie, and a lot of people are saying that she's just copying Rihanna. In my opinion, it feels a little bit weird to fight in favor of a really, really large shade range, which is really, really great, but then have Kylie come out with her 30 different shades and then turn around and say that she's doing it wrong and get angry with her for it. I don't know though, I am definitely not in a place to be sharing my opinions about this, and I don't want to speak over anybody, so I'm definitely looking forward to watching hopefully Jackie Aina, Alyssa Ashley, and Neva Tang's video about these concealers, because I really want to hear what they have to say. Quickly before we begin, I want to swatch for you guys the lightest and darkest shades just to show the contrast. First, we have the lightest shade of Kylie's concealer, which is the shade Pearl. Then we have the latest shade of Shape Tape, which is Fair. And then finally we have ColourPop's latest shade, which is in the shade Fair 5. Out of the 3 of these, Kylie's is the lightest. And then we have the darker shades, and just to clarify, these swatches are not to help anybody find their right color. This is simply just to show contrast. First we have Kylie's darkest shade, which is called Cocoa. Then we have Tarte Shape Tape, which is in the shade Mahogany. And then finally we have ColourPop in the shade Rich 75. You guys, out of all these, once again, Kylie's is the darkest. Woo, that took a very, very long time. Now that we have all the logistics out of the way and you guys know all the details, let's go ahead and actually put this concealer to the test. When Kylie posted about these concealers originally on her Snapchat, she said that they were definitely lightweight and buildable for a very, very natural type look. So that is exactly what I'm going to do today. I am going to be filming in a little bit with a very, very fun friend. So I do want to do a kind of more light glam look as opposed to something super intense. So I'm just starting off by priming my skin using the MAC Strobe Cream in the shade, like the gold one, just for a very, very dewy look. For foundation, I'm going to be using my Too Faced Born This Way foundation in the shade Nude. And I am going to be doing just a light layer of this. I'm not going to go full intense coverage like I normally do. So I brought out my Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light, which is one that I always use for my everyday makeup routine. And by looking at the collection, I determined that my best shade is probably going to be Gypsum. I'm just going to go into this concealer and place it in all my normal locations, starting off under my eyes. I'm also going to pull this down my nose bridge as always because you guys know that I like to snatch the nose. In comparison to Shape Tape, just because I know that that's what I use and a lot of you guys use as well, it is definitely a lot more lightweight when I put it on. It doesn't feel so like clunky, but hopefully that doesn't mean that the coverage won't be as good. Let's go ahead and blend in. Oh wow. Okay, it actually blends out really, really easily. Damn. Okay, Kylie did not come to play. I don't know if you guys can really tell on camera with all these lights, but obviously you guys know that I talk with a lot of expression in my face, and I just raised my eyebrows a little bit to set underneath my eyes, and now I have really, really bad creases. So hopefully this concealer doesn't get too creasy, and when I set it with powder, it'll fix itself. I'm gonna grab a lighter concealer in the shade Stone from the collection, and I'm just gonna put this right in the inner corners underneath my eyes, just to try to build up the coverage a little bit and brighten, because I feel like the last shade I used, which was Gypsum, was a little bit too close to my natural skin tone. Not even being dramatic, this actually blends out like a dream. Like this is going on very, very smoothly. It's not picking up any of the foundation underneath. It definitely is like pretty decent coverage too. I know it says light coverage on it, but I actually feel like this might be more of a medium coverage. And if it is light, it's definitely buildable because as you guys saw, when I added that second layer, it definitely added a lot more pigment. And my under eye bags are like literally gone. And I got, I think, 3 hours of sleep last night. So this is kind of impressive. Before we start creasing all over, I'm just going to blend out below my eyes and then grab my translucent powder in my beauty blender and just set right underneath there to make sure it is set in place. And I'm also going to pack this on my nose, center of the forehead to make sure I don't get any crusty wrinkles. And then just using the excess to go over the rest of my face. I'm not going too intense because I do want it to be kind of dewy today and not too matte, but obviously we want our makeup to stay on. Looking in the mirror, I absolutely love how this works so far. I was able to layer up the coverage so it looks super, super nice. My under eye bags are literally gone. Honestly, it looks really, really flawless. I'm so pleasantly surprised. I didn't think they were gonna be bad, but I was not ready for this. Shape Tape may be quaking by the end of this video, but obviously we have a lot more to go. But the one thing that I will say, and with the amount of lights going on and skin smoothing filters, there is no way that you're gonna be able to see this on camera, but it is here. You're just gonna have to trust me on this one, I promise. If you are a fellow glasses wearer like me, you know those red circles that we get right up in here on the nose bridge from where the glasses sit on your nose. They're literally like permanently embedded into my face. I can kind of see the circles peeking through on both sides. The concealer does not cover them fully, but then again, this does not claim to be a full coverage concealer, so it's definitely not a deal breaker. Alright guys, now that my face is all set in place and ready to go, I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup routine, and then I'll be right back to do a little check-in, and then I'm gonna wear this for a few hours and we're gonna put it to the test. It looks really great right now, but who knows, in a few hours it may be creasy and gross and completely worn off. We're gonna have to find out. Alright sisters, it has been about 1 hour now and I just finished up my makeup. Like I said, I was gonna go for this light everyday look. I added some fake freckles, no lashes, and just nice and slayed brows. I love how this look turned out. I feel absolutely stunning, but the point of this video is not this look, it is the concealer. Like I said, it has only been 1 hour now, but it still looks really, really bomb. I did cover up my cheek regions, obviously with freckles, but you can still tell under the eyes right here, it still looks very, very bright. It isn't actually creasing either, which is really, really great. My forehead looks fine, and my mustache region looks fine, and there's no creases. Everything looks really, really good, and I'm honestly extremely impressed. I have to head out to see a few different friends right now, but I'm gonna take you guys along with me, and we're gonna do some check-ins every few hours to see if this concealer stays in place all night long. Okay, sisters, we are doing a Tati check-in, and what better person to do a Tati check-in than with Tati? So, I am wearing a new product on my face right now. I would love for you to tell me what you think about my skin right now.
Okay, the foundation looks really nice. I like the highlight. I like the whole like brow highlight inner corner moment you have going on. I dig that. The freckle area, did you make it darker?
Yeah, I did. I put some bronzer on and some blush on to like,
to
make it look like youthful and like I was sun-kissed. But thinking more specifically about like complex, I tested the Kylie concealers.
Of course. This is
Shocking.
Like, this is like the hot product. It's
Shocking.
like what's happening. I seen better.
Okay.
I don't know. It looks a little powdery. Were you like loving it? Do you love
I
it?
honestly was. I was a little bit shocked because
Okay.
I didn't think they were gonna be bad, but I wasn't expecting much, and
Okay.
I was actually really pleasantly surprised.
Huh.
And looking at them compared to what they looked like an hour ago, I feel like they still look exactly the same.
Just an hour? Your under eyes don't look bad. I think the thing that I'm noticing is the sun-kissed thing that you did is kind
Yeah.
of throwing off a little bit of the brightness.
Well, I feel like
But it doesn't look bad. It
I
doesn't
felt
look
like after I
bad.
did that, I was like, oh, maybe not the best example for
Yeah.
how to handle that.
Is it full coverage or just like...
It's light coverage, but I felt like when I put it on, it was more medium coverage, which
Okay.
I definitely was not upset about. And then I was able to layer actually really well. So it is buildable for sure.
I mean, I want to shellac my face with
Well, I
concealer,
brought some for you
so-
if you want to
Oh.
try it. Okay, so I brought Sister Tati the entire light range of the concealers.
This is pretty full coverage, actually.
Yeah.
I feel like this is actually really nice.
I agree.
I'm
in
like
general.
breaking the rules. You never really want to put concealer on top of powder, but I'm just gonna see what happens. I've been wearing this makeup all day long. That's actually the way to do it if you really, really need a touch up with your concealer. Like put it on the back of your hand with a sponge and then you can kind of just get the tiniest amount.
I've never done that before, but I'm horrified.
Look, see that doesn't
That
look
honestly
bad.
looks
good,
really
right?
good.
It just kind of like touched up the situation. I like it.
I do too.
like
and
it.
it's only $20 too, which I feel like is
Oh, that's
honestly,
not bad.
it's way cheaper. It's cheaper
I mean,
than
it's
Shape Tape.
it's not 360 for
It's not.
a
That was
brush.
the same thing that I said. I think it's good, but obviously I need to keep wearing this throughout the night and I will keep you guys posted. It's been 2 hours now. I feel like it still is going pretty strong. My under eyes may look a little bit dry, but that's just me.
They look good. They look good.
I'll keep you guys posted. All right, sisters, I just got back home from a very, very fun night out with friends. It is currently 11:37 p.m. at night. This means this makeup has been on for just over 8 hours now. I definitely am really ready to take this off and go to bed, but let's do our final check-in and final thoughts. So this is currently my face after 8 hours of wearing with absolutely no touch-ups. I mean, we can tell it's getting a little bit crusty at this point. I'm definitely getting some creases around this area. I'm definitely looking a little bit oily as well, but honestly, I don't hate it. You guys know that I've honestly been loving the more natural, dewy skin recently, so I'm kind of living for this like lived-in makeup look, but let's discuss the actual concealer and like the under eye region. Looking in the mirror, like I said, my face is a little bit dewy and oily right now, which I kind of like, but if I touch like right here or in the center of my forehead, it definitely feels a little bit oily, but if I touch underneath my eyes, it is literally bone dry, like I'm talking Sahara Desert level. You guys saw that when I asked Tati about my under eyes, she did say that they looked a little bit dry. To me personally, obviously I see myself with makeup on every single day. I did not see that. This might be a little bit weird to say, and definitely leave me a comment down below if you think otherwise, but I actually feel like my under eyes look a little bit better than normal. I feel like the brightness is still very much there. Like you cannot see my under eye bags peeking through at all. And I feel like the creasage level on them is a little bit less than normal as well. Aside from aesthetics though, on a feeling level, my under eyes do feel ridiculously dry. I feel like $20 for the amount of product you're getting is actually a really, really fair price, especially in comparison to some of the other high-end, more popular concealers on the market right now. On Kylie's Instagram, she said that this was a light coverage but buildable concealer, and I would agree with her on that. It definitely went on pretty light, but I was able to layer over top of it for a more full coverage and brightening effect, and I actually really, really loved how this looked on my under eyes and on the rest of my face today. I will say though that this formula is pretty drying. It looked absolutely beautiful on my skin before I set it with a lot of powder, but you guys know Sister James needs a whole lot of powder. I do have combination to oily skin, so I think that if you have my skin type, this will be really, really perfect for you because it'll dry down a little bit and just set really beautifully into place. But I think that if you have dry skin, this may be a no-go because it might look a little bit crusty and dusty, just like my under eyes were a little bit close to getting today. I think that the one major flaw with this that may defer you from getting the concealer is the fact that Kylie is an e-commerce brand. I know Kylie has been doing her little Kylie truck thing that like goes around to all different stops in LA and lets people try out different products, which I think is really, really great. Obviously, she does not have any stores where you can actually test the products in. And what I find really, really weird about these concealers is that Kylie doesn't do returns. So if you order a shade and it's a completely wrong shade, you're stuck with it and you have $20 down the drain. If this is a product that you want to check out, I would definitely recommend doing your research, especially when it comes to your shade range. I would very much recommend finding another beauty blogger or influencer who has purchased the concealers or received them in PR that has a similar skin tone to you and trying to figure out what shade really works so you can make an educated decision. Just for reference, for those of you guys out there who are close to my skin tone, my two favorite foundations are my Too Faced Born This Way in the shade Nude and my Makeup Forever stick in the shade Y315. And I usually like my concealer to be 1 or 2 shades lighter, so in Tarte Shape Tape, I'm in the shade Light, and therefore in the Kylie concealer, I'm in the shade Gypsum. Overall, after testing out this concealer in my makeup routine and wearing it for 8 hours straight, I think that Kylie has a winner on her hands. Alright sisters, it is literally getting so late and I need to get my beauty rest tonight. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video testing out the brand new Kylie Cosmetics concealers. There has been so much controversy about these and I was honestly very, very excited to test them out. Definitely leave me a comment down below and tell me what you think. Will you be purchasing them? Do you think they look good on me? Do you think they look crusty and dusty and dry? Definitely leave me a comment down below. I can't wait to read what all your sisters have to say. If you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up down below and click that big red subscribe button. Come join the sisterhood and click that little bell icon so you can be notified every time I upload a brand new video. Don't forget, I'm currently in the middle of my Sister Give a Slay week. I will be doing 12 huge giveaways all leading up to Christmas with one big final giveaway happening on Christmas Day. If you would like to enter, just give this video a big thumbs up down below. You have to be subscribed to my channel and following me on my Instagram, and then leave me a comment telling me your name, your age, and what you would like for Christmas. Don't forget to follow me on Snapchat as well, which is James Charles with an extra S after Charles. Over on my stories where I'll be posting all the different giveaway prizes and the winners one day after they're announced. This week's sister shout out goes to Sister Zoe. Thank you so much, babe, for always following and supporting. You know I literally love you so much. And if you would like to be the next video sister shout out, make sure to always retweet video links when they go live on Twitter. Alright sisters, thank you so much for watching. I love you the most ever in the entire world, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!